I thought that flag was going to be on there forever. It's Monday, Eric. I'm a little horsey, maybe a little froggy, and you're here. You're going to carry me tonight. It's Monday night on West Virginia Live on the Voice of College Football. So lots to talk about. West Virginia's basketball team takes a big old dump. Oh, that's sad. West Virginia's football team lost their running back. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that. Who's going to be playing for them for this last game? We're going to talk about. What are the chances. So you say there's a chance. What's that from? Dumb and Dumber. So you say there's a chance.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that, and then all other things about the Big 12 and how much of a it's rock paper scissors. Rock gets covered by paper, scissors cover or cut paper, and then scissors get smashed by rock. That is literally the Big 12. That's the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, we were right. It's like the broken clock's right at least once a day, and we said Texas Tech is going to be top 5, and they're exactly there at number 5 coming into Motown. It's going to be a little bit chilly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the turnout's going to be?
I think it's going to be a good turnout. I'm still predicting right about 50.
Ooh, 50. Yeah, I think that would be about right. Now, the network has waved the magic wand and said, we're going to exercise the 6-day window. It did not work out the way I had said. I was totally wrong. I thought it'd be a 3:30 or 4 o'clock game. It is a big noon game. So, what do you think? We're just going to get straight to it. What do you think the chances of West Virginia, a little Mountaineer magic, upsetting the number 5 team in the country?
So you're telling me there's a chance. I first of all, I like the noon kickoff. 3:30 would have been great, but being that it's going to be so cold, I think it's actually going to help with attendance. So that's good. It's going to work in our favor. I think that actually helps us with the game because you talk to anybody who plays against us, and a lot of times they'll tell you, the crowd involvement was really, it had a factor in the game. That being said, I think some of the players not being available that's really going to hurt us. I mean, that's been the story all year. Once I heard some of the stories coming out today, I don't give us much of a chance. I've shifted my hopes from, hey, we might have a chance to, okay, what do I want to see other than a win?
I would like to see a competitive game.
Yeah.
And I agree I'm going to put Tim's, so 10%. I think I looked on ESPN and it was around like 4. So,
yeah,
might change. I don't know. I think right now West Virginia needs a good showing to end the season. This is their bowl game. Now, Texas Tech could limp into the playoffs with. Okay, I'm going to go through everything, so just bear with me, chat. Okay, Texas Tech can take care of business against West Virginia and Morgantown. They clinch. That's it. Case closed. They're the boss. No rock, paper, scissors. Or they can lose to West Virginia if Arizona State loses on Friday night. So that's how Texas Tech clinches. Now, BYU can clinch with a win over UCF or an Arizona State loss. Or BYU loses to UCF, Texas Tech loses, and Arizona State wins, and Utah wins. That's really kind of convoluted. But Arizona State, Eric, can tie it up, but they can clinch it with a win over Arizona and Texas Tech loss and Utah loss and a BYU win. So there's all different kinds. It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Or Arizona State can clinch if they win over Arizona, BYU loss, Utah loss. Utah clinches with a win over Kansas, Texas Tech loss, and ASU win, and BYU will win. So Texas Tech has a 65% chance of just stealing the deal, going to play in the championship. Now, takeaways. if West Virginia can play tough and keep it competitive, and they did last game, it was competitive. And West Virginia beats Texas Tech. How much value? I'm talking NIL dollars and cents. Is Scotty Fox going to extort West Virginia for?
Well, to me, this game, win, lose, or draw, we've got to keep Scotty. He has by far been our best quarterback, for the season. I'm hearing that a starting quarterback in the Big 12, you're talking about $1 million. I'm thinking that Scotty's not quite there, as far as a guaranteed starter. He's played tremendously well. There's value in him knowing our system, and to me, that's what makes him the most valuable. He can make the plays with his arm and his legs, and he knows our system. I'm looking somewhere between $750,000 to 800,000. That's what I'm thinking.
And I think Tim is spot on with. I'm gonna put it in the chat. He put it in the chat, but I'm put it on the screen. If he wins, you're gonna have to pay him that much money.
What?
I think.
Wow.
Over $1 million if he beats Texas Tech. Man, he's gonna be like that guy in the subway that played the saxophone. You just want to give him money.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. 1.5 to me. I'm not sure about that. Do we know what Nico got paid this year? Do we know?
I think it was 800.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's, if you're someone who's a solid starter, I'm hearing about $1 million. But yeah, we'll see. And you're right. I mean, he can come out and be lights out because, quite honestly, he has shown those flashes. I mean, set the record for true freshman here, and then he really did not have. Normally when somebody comes out and they perform that well, it's normal to see like a dip in performance to like a return to the mean. He really hasn't, had that slump yet.
Yeah,
so it could happen.
Pretty stable and pretty solid. There was that interception, but I don't know if that was really his fault or 50-50 ball. I guess I don't know. Well, we are going to talk. Maybe it's a sore subject, and this is the college football. College football, okay? But we always talk a little bit, sprinkle in there a little bit of basketball. And after basically stroking ego of the basketball coach and program and saying how wonderful they are, Clemson came from behind with like 3 minutes left and beat them. And then the next day, they looked like or 2 days after that, a Sunday, they didn't look good at all. So, with that, I'm going to ask you a question, Eric. And guys, Eric does not know about these questions. You have Kellogg, Rich Rod, and Ross Hodge. Who's the best coach out of all of them?
Man, that's a good question.
Hot
so yeah, first of all, I'm gonna quote Rich. They asked Rich about, why are you so hard on your players? Maybe you should speak, talk them up a little bit. And he said, oh, don't ever pat them on the butt. They'll poop in your hand. So that we had it coming.
Is he reptiles or something? That's what happens when I've touched a snake.
So, man, I'm going to have to go with Kellogg. The guy has done a lot with that program. They have pulled up some tremendous upsets. I'm going to go.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Ah, cool. I'm going to go with Rich next, and I'm going to go with Hodge last, only because he's kind of broken our hearts. And so like the notion like that we played fantastic for 35 minutes against Clemson, and then those last 5 minutes absolutely killed us. Sometimes that happens. The other team figures something out, and it's too late in the game to change the flow. That happens in basketball. But for that hangover to last into the next game. And I think we only had like a handful, like literally, like less than five or less offensive rebounds against Xavier. And we did not shoot well, so that killed us. What do you
Well,
think, man?
I think hands down Kellogg. He stuck a boot into Kara Lawson's ass at Duke, and she's gonna be the 2025 USA America's Cups coach. Okay,
Oh yeah,
out coached, out hustled, out everything. Hate to say it, that was a master class in just basketball. Hey, my big foul trouble. Let's put a guard down there and just get after it. Yeah. So that's all we're going to talk about with basketball. We talked about the Big 12 and how much of a hot mess it is. With that, other than Texas Tech, who's the next one? Who's the next Big 12 team you think is going to make some noise?
we talked about this before the show, and the Big 12 is always so competitive. There's always so much parity. It never, rarely does it ever come down to like, less than it's determined like the last game, the last day, the last hour.
Yeah.
To me, we both called it, and you're right. I mean, you called Texas Tech. I thought they might lay an egg with that much talent, and how do you manage the talent and the egos? They have not stumbled at all. They have really come through, and like you had mentioned before, their coach is very disciplined. So I think he's handled the locker room extremely well. I'm still going with BYU. Um, you're looking at a very, how should I say? I don't want to say traditional, but they're not high risk. They are good at what they are good at. They manage the games well, and usually with that kind of approach, you don't have the huge heartbreaking losses. You don't go out and the highs aren't as high, the lows aren't as low, but you can count on you can count on your players. And Robertson he's still that receiver. Good Lord, he's tremendous. He's going to be playing on Sundays for sure.
Absolutely, and I think BYU is they it's either how you take it. They win ugly or they win pretty. I mean, they just make it happen. People were criticizing them for letting Kansas State play them close. Come on, guys. When a team is down and out and you have a highly ranked team come in, you have an opportunity to play them. Everybody's up for you. When you're at the tippy top, it's very easy to get knocked down. You don't have anything to lose when your season's shit and you're not doing well. So, don't criticize BYU because they've won the games they need to win. They're gonna make it to the Big 12 championship, and I think they're gonna play Texas Tech. Now, who wins? I don't know. 50-50. I'm probably have to stick with Texas Tech.
I think that's a good call, and it's a good comment about Kansas State, that matchup. First of all, no disrespect to Kansas State. The difference between a team and a program, year in, year out, that's your program. The individual talent on a given team, a given year. This hasn't been Kansas State's best showing. Certainly hasn't been ours either. But that's a disciplined program, and so on any given day, they know what it takes to win ball games. That is a program that, quite honestly, was built on discipline. When Bill Snyder first showed up there, they needed a lot of work, and Bill built that program on on a long vision, and so they have carried that through. So yeah, the Hot Mess Express, I love it.
Afton is our correspondent out there, so she knows what's happening in the bread belt. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, she's now. When I went to K State and watched the game, I loved the stadium and the buildings around the stadium. They had like limestone. It kind of matched the facade. A lot of the buildings on campus. It was really beautiful. Anyways, that was a minute ago. So, wanted to ask you a couple more questions. We're going to cut it short tonight. Sorry, guys. I feel a little under the weather, but we're going to talk about who the hell is going to fill in for Hubbard. Hubbard is out. He's sidelined for the final game of the season for injury. Now, when Eric told me about this, I thought, uh-oh, he's pulling a DeVries. Like someone's sniffing around wanting to sign him sign him to play ball next year. They're going to poach him. But Rich Rod confirmed it along with Eric. Thank you, Eric, for doing your due diligence. His season's done, and he's not going to dress for the game. But the Mountaineers have to rely on the legs and speed and hands of Sincere Bowers. So Sincere Bowers is going to take most of the snaps, while Curtis Jones is going to be the red zone monster, that short yardage, smash third down guy. But Hubbard has had a fantastic season, Eric. He's finished with 335 yards, and he was like fourth on the depth chart. So he also has 156 receiving yards. His best game was against number 22, Houston, where he had over 100 yards. And he's been really good this year, developed nicely. I hope they keep him next year. Eric, your thoughts?
You nailed it. There's one of the things we talked about is, building into next year. Who do you make sure that you keep? Who are ones you try to look for your value players that maybe don't have to dedicate as much to, as far as resources, but you're going to have to build them up and work on them a little bit. Dior Hubbard is somebody that I think we would be foolish to let him slip between our fingers. He has done nothing but produce, and he has been. Not only did he produce when he first started playing, you saw that he's got some talent here. He's got some things he can do.